Bitcoin is still moving according to plan. And if we zoom in towards this most important resistance level, we can clearly see that a retest is about to come here. So let's talk about exactly that within today's update video. We will also discuss the most important Bitcoin price data here, the latest news in the market, and we will take a deep dive in towards Ethereum. So from there, guys, make sure to first of all subscribe to the channel and watch and like my latest YouTube video, and then we can dive in towards the content. Since Bitcoin is falling back ever so slightly here, and if you zoom in towards this resistance level, which we have been discussing on the channel in some of my latest YouTube videos, it seems like a retest of that $114,000 level could be coming here. It doesn't have to happen, but it's definitely the next important level for Bitcoin here. And that would make a lot of sense because there is still a CME gap laying at that level. So if we are going to fall back towards that level, we can basically bounce exactly on that resistance and also fill the CME gap, which is still laying under us. So it would make a lot of sense because Bitcoin has been filling up like every single CME gap we have been creating over the last year and even more. So that would make a lot of sense, but I do think since we have been breaking through this resistance so strongly, it's also going to be super strong support, and from there we could see a new move to the top side getting initiated, because I do still think Bitcoin is heading higher. Bitcoin is exactly following the global liquidity, and the global liquidity has been trending higher from here. So most probably we are going to see more upside Bitcoin price action in the near future here, but currently it seems like yes, Bitcoin is willing to grab some liquidity at the downside. And from there, I do think that Bitcoin is just going to consolidate a little bit afterwards. For example, we see a bounce and then just some consolidation. Because if you take a look into towards that liquidation heat map, not a lot of liquidity stacking up at the top side yet, and also not a lot on the downsides. So basically, we can't truly make an expectation of where Bitcoin is going to move next, because the market still needs to make a decision here. It's a little bit undecisive here, but this is currently how things are looking on that somewhat of a shorter term. And then let's discuss the most important news events here, because this week the Bitcoin and crypto market structure bill will be on the floor, so that's going to be absolutely insane. And yes, it's crypto week now, so we are going to have the Clarity Act, the Anti-CBDC Act, and also the Genius Act hitting the US House this week. And that's going to be absolutely massive. I do think the Genius Act is most definitely massive for Ethereum, and the Clarity Act, just like for the markets in general and also for Bitcoin, is going to be a huge bullish catalyst. So this week is going to be absolutely massive. And then let's discuss those ETF flows, because today we saw new ETF flows once again, but we didn't see very big ETF flows yesterday. An inflow of almost 300 million for Bitcoin, which is still absolutely insane, still massively bullish, but it wasn't such a big inflow like we have seen before. BlackRock did once again buy a lot of Ethereum here, over $150 million worth of Ethereum. So that's absolutely insane, and seems like that trend just keeps on continuing here. And guys, if you want to be trading Bitcoin and altcoins yourself, make sure you do it on Bitfinex here. I've linked this platform below under all my latest YouTube videos. Make sure to check Bitfinex out if you're getting interested in trading Bitcoin and altcoins yourself. And from there, I do want to dive in towards the most important Ethereum news and also the chart I'm looking at. Let's start off with that. Sharplink Gaming has accumulated more Ethereum yesterday, so that's insane. They have been buying a lot of Ethereum lately, and also Bitmine, Tom Lee's company, has accumulated almost $500 million worth of Ethereum. So that's absolutely insane. And the strategic Ethereum reserve just passed $4.5 billion here, so that is absolutely insane. This value just keeps climbing higher and higher in the last few days, so this is going to be a super bullish trend for Ethereum. I do definitely think in the end this is going to result in much higher prices for Ethereum also. Then I do still have my conservative case target for this Ethereum bull market. I do think it's highly likely that Ethereum is going to move towards that range high in this reaccumulation phase, like we have been exactly predicting from these ultimate lows for Ethereum. I do like it to be a little bit more conservative because yeah, I have been accumulating on the way down. This ultimate low, this range low, that conservative case is going to be an absolutely massive price target for me, but I will be taking my profits. If you're a little bit more bullish, you can also be looking at this bull case, which is laying over $6,000. I do think that's definitely possible for Ethereum, this bull market, but yeah, like I said, I like it to be a little bit more conservative here. And it seems like that Bitcoin season is finally ending, and it's getting time for altcoin season now, because we are leaving this orange area of Bitcoin season. We are heading higher on the altcoin season index, and these are the moments where accumulating altcoins could make you a lot of money here. So I do think definitely within that Ethereum ecosystem, altcoins are going to perform very good in like the last 2 to 4 months. And guys, that was it for today's update video. I hope you guys enjoyed this update video, and I will see you guys within the next update video tomorrow.